on there before? I didn't see you.
You click the button.
I put you on as soon as I saw you on here. I messed up. I posted the link to the Patreon feed, the GroupMe feed, to join everything, not to watch everything. So I fixed it.
Oops.
I fixed it. But yeah,
He's a Southern fan, by the way.
I'm doing this. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm making up stuff as I go along. So
he's a Southern fan in Statesboro, of course.
Yeah, he went to Metter High School.
Metter is better.
Yeah, well, we get a lot of views or downloads from Statesboro, so yeah, they like our shit.
I actually finally went to that barbecue place in Metter that everybody says to stop at on the way to Savannah.
Oh, I didn't know that. I didn't know there was actually a thing that people said about that.
Yeah, there's one. It's right across the street from all the gas stations and stuff. It's not good. It's not good. I mean, it's barbecue, so it's fine, but it's not.
I mean, I feel like that's the thing with barbecue is like you go to a barbecue restaurant and it's going to be fine. It's going to be good barbecue. I mean, if it's bad barbecue, that's on them. But you should really be able to do good barbecue. I mean, Ryan, since you've been smoking meats and stuff, you know what it's like when it first comes off. I mean, let it rest. But once it finishes its rest, that's the best it's ever going to be. Like my dad's been doing the competition stuff for decades, and my stepmother never came around to the competition. She would just eat the leftovers he'd bring home, and so like she actually came out to one of the competitions just this past year or 2 years ago. And there's the smoke ring, and like there was the pulled pork was still a little pink and everything. And she's like, "Is this done?" Because she's used to the gray stuff that happens when you reheat it later on. And no, yeah, once you have like fresh off the smoke or off the grill barbecue, there's no eating at restaurants anymore.
Leftovers from my house are usually tacos.
Yeah, pulled pork tacos are fantastic.
And brisket, man, brisket makes excellent tacos.
Yeah.
I'd have been down for some pulled pork and eggs tacos on Saturday.
I was thinking maybe we could talk to the Cibolas and we could do some pulled pork breakfast pizzas or something like that.
I think they're not bringing the pizza oven out.
It's early to do that. I don't blame them for that. So no. So back to the episode a little bit. So I think it was fun. It sucks that we had the connection problems with Rob, but I think we got a good take on what it sounds like the fan base, or at least the active fan base. I'd call us active fan base of Georgia State. He's the active fan base of Army. Feels about the game and everything. We know he's wrong, but everything. But yeah, we got a little bit of a troll in the comments there at the very end.
That's how you know you're doing well.
Exactly. That's how you know you're making it. That's right.
Yeah, you can talk to me about how bad we're doing, but if you're from an opposing fan base and you're telling me how bad we're doing, we got you here. And if I have an opposing fan base guy here, that means I have fans here. So what as they said, I remember from like when Howard Stern was getting his, not that I'm comparing us to Howard Stern, but when Howard Stern was getting his start, they were talking about like, the average Howard Stern fan listened to the show for an hour a day. The average Howard Stern hater listened for 3 hours a day. Mm-hmm. I welcome it. I would love when we do these live streams if we had nothing but trash down South fans, just like in the comments, posting all kinds of crap that we could react to. That would make the show better, in my opinion.
I saw a meme, and I did not go verify or anything, so who knows what's actually true. But they were talking about Elvis and how his agent started selling like Elvis pins that were like with the cross out through it, because he was like, how can we make money off people who don't like him?
I saw. I must have been on the same site you were this week, because I saw the same thing where his producer, manager, whatever, was selling I hate Elvis pins to make money off the people that did not buy all of Elvis stuff.
What market are we not getting? Oh, the people who don't like Elvis. Well, how can we get into that market?
Exactly. So good stuff. Yeah, let's talk about game day, man. Like Ryan, you missed out by being out of town or whatever it was you were doing. It was awesome.
I was pretty hungover watching it from my hotel bed.
That's good. That's good.
Counts, right?
I guess so. Yeah. What did you think of the Georgia? What do you think of the Georgia State is Georgia State sign?
It didn't make any sense, but we were chit-chatting, and I knew that you had the scoop, that you just weren't sharing it. So
Is it scoop or scoops though?
what's the scoop?
Well, I talked to the guy. We talked about getting him on, but I knew with Ben and the Army guy that we were going to be on a full pack show. So maybe
he had some primo space during the telecast. That was like the sign that you could see while they were talking, like the whole time.
He put his effort in. He did what he had to do to make sure it was always being seen. But yeah, it was pretty much just an inside joke between him and his Georgia State friends from when they were in college. That's all it really was.
What does that mean? What's the joke? Do we know the joke?
It's
true. That's the thing. The sign is accurate. It just is boring.
There was a couple different descriptions I got between him and his friends, but effectively it was just their little cheer back when Georgia State had no football team. Like, Georgia State's Georgia State. As we are. Yeah, go Georgia State. We are Georgia State. And there was something that went along with Boise State, some playoff of the game against Georgia and stuff. But no, it was just it was an inside joke. So he and his friends had an absolute blast that it was all over national TV. Georgia State fans were like, what the hell is this? Everybody else is like, what? But you look at the like the social media. I saw some stuff. Some guys are posting. Like what kind of college game day signs can I have? When it comes to my town, whatever. And it was like, Minnesota is Minnesota, New Mexico State is New Mexico State. Like everyone's just is buying.
Copying that one.
Yeah, they're buying off of like the security guard told us that it was trending on Twitter at the time during the show. So it did what it was supposed to do.
Maybe he actually, like, his inside joke, he's now started a trend, like a national trend for game days. That would be amazing.
By the way, I'm not going to ask the episode title for this week because it's going to be Georgia State is Georgia State. I'm just going to name this episode that.
You didn't even say that at all in the episode.
I know that's why you noticed I said at the very end. I said Georgia State is Georgia State.
Oh boy!
Lucky I talked about
college game day. Yeah, because I had college game day to talk about, but it's when we do these interviews with the other teams beforehand, like obviously I'm trying to get them on. It's 9:00 at night, get them on top of the game, and then it's kind of hard to talk about the week before because we've already moved on to the week ahead. But yeah. So I guess you
could fix that by just scheduling them for like 15 minutes in or 20 minutes in or something.
Yeah, I'm just nervous about us running into like some dead time or something, but
we can't just fill dead time. Come on, man.
We never do that. Off season, over Christmas. Come on, we're good.
That's true.
I would worry more about us running long because we try to make up for, if somebody's late.
That's fair enough.
So was Saturday like game day or was it like a pre-tailgate test? Because I mean, we were down on the beers.
We were down on the beer pretty hard, yeah. You know what? And after all that crap, I actually had one more in my cooler, Tim. There was one more left. I didn't drink. I drank it.
Oh man,
I'm probably drinking it right now. But
you got super southern there. There's one more left in my cooler.
Yeah, my wife says all the time, or Kim says all the time when I'm talking to my grandfather or my father on the phone that like that Memphis accent kind of comes
it came out.
Comes right on out there. Yeah.
I did not. I did look for you guys every time they were panning across, and I never saw you guys. So, but all those shots are really fast. They don't really hover on anybody,
So I got there a little bit earlier than Tim did, surprisingly enough, and they wouldn't let me bring booze in. So I chugged the beer that I had and went into the little main area where all the fans were screaming and hollering and all that kind of stuff. Then Tim shows up, obviously with a cooler of beer because he's a better person than I am. And he's like, he can't get in there because they won't allow booze in. So I was like, I'm going to stick around here until they start the show. And then I'll go in. So yeah, at the very, very beginning of the show, you can see me in a couple of pictures, not really like close up or anything like that. Just in between different people, you can see the State Town shirt or my beautiful facade in there. But yeah. After that, we were basically after that point, when you saw the Georgia State is Georgia State sign, if you would have looked down the stem of the sign below your TV into your VCR, because I know you have a VCR, Ryan, then that's where Tim and I were on your TV set. We were down there.
Yeah, we are actually on TV quite a bit. I got some photos from
the sky cams. The sky cams got us several times.
When they were on that Pizza Hut set, they panned over towards us too.
Yeah. But it was fun. It was cool, and it was done well. And I think it was partially done well because Georgia State had no control over it whatsoever at all. ESPN just got to do whatever they wanted to do.
Pretty much. They just took over that whole area. That's supposed to be a hotel. And it was a free advertisement for the stadium. I mean,
yeah, you had Georgia State right over the center head of Hoover. Was it Pollock or Hoover was sitting there the entire 3 hours? Like whenever they went to the main camera. Well, John says that I was on there, so
all right.
I'm not saying I'm a big deal, but I'm not saying I'm not either.
I was gonna say, you said ESPN just kind of got to do whatever they want. I'm like, isn't that kind of the running joke in college football these days? Is that like everything that's happening is driven by ESPN, and they're just kind of doing whatever the hell they want?
Yes, and this time it benefited us, so I am way on board for it.
That's right.
I guess that's kind of your libertarian thing. Is like I disagree with the principle of this, but it's benefiting me at this time, so I'll let it slide. Right?
Nah, I'm fine with it. I'm fine with it anyway.
It was good. I'm sorry you missed out on, man, because it was a lot of fun. I wish we had more fans out there, but I ran into some people there, and like I recognized them from a bar. I didn't know they were big Georgia State fans. I walk up and I'm like, hey, I know you from this bar. They're like, that's not how we want to be known. Like, but you're always there. Like,
but that's how I know you.
Yeah, we are. Yeah, we are. They were with the Georgia State guy.
Ah, nice.
I think we're getting him on the bus to Auburn as well. Cool. So yeah, good times. Good times. All right. Yeah, Tim, you got anything else about College Game Day? I mean, I thought it was awesome.
I thought it was a great job by ESPN. Yeah. Georgia State did a great job of allowing them to do anything and everything. And, hopefully we can come back every year.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Every year. That's a fucking stretch, dude.
I know.
What will it take to get College Game Day at Georgia State again? I mean, whether it's us or anything else, what happens again?
Perfect season. Last game is Coastal Carolina for the championship. I don't know.
So not this year then.
Georgia Tech gets good.
Championship. Oh no, it can be championship. What?
Georgia Tech.
Georgia Tech gets good for their year that they play us.
Yeah, but that's scheduled. It's beginning of the season, right?
I don't know, man.
I'm pretty sure that's a week within the first 3 or 4 weeks of the season.
You guys are the schedule people. Yeah, but maybe they'll get good for like a season before or something.
Yeah, so. I mean, maybe if Georgia State and Tech are really, really good, 2 years from now?
If like the season before we pull a Coastal and they like win the ACC or something, then yeah, they could,
Yeah, I like where you're going with that, but I feel like it's got to be more of an end of the season type thing for that to really get any kind of attention. Maybe, I don't know.
No, I don't think.
I mean, they went to freaking Coastal Carolina.
But they had nothing. There was nothing going on.
I know.
There's nothing going on.
Nothing going on, and the game is randomly scheduled during the season, right? I mean, that's not going to happen again.
I want to say it's week 2, and I'm saying that because John Weaver says week 2 games are often uninteresting matchups. But
I think, I do think ESPN has been doing a good job trying to like kind of spread the love a little bit. They always pick an FCS game to go to as well, even though nobody gives a shit. They do it anyway.
So there's got to be a meeting room up there in Connecticut somewhere where they sit down, they talk about every single week which games they think are the most compelling to go to. And I remember seeing, I went to something at the College Football Hall of Fame where they talked about this, and they said like, how they pick out where they're going this week. And they say it's never really planned out ahead of time. It's like week to week to find out the compelling thing. But I feel like if you had somebody in that room that said, hey, we have a game between the 2 closest FBS universities, they're like a mile apart, maybe that gets a little bit of a little bump, a little oomph. And they're like, hey, you know what? Yeah, that could be kind of cool. We could set up between the 2 schools, and we could have rival, give Georgia State on one side and Tech on the other or something. Or they'll just go to like LSU.
Or that.
Yeah. But it was cool. It was fun. Good to see everybody. I went down the Friday before because I saw some pictures about them setting up, and I was like, oh, I'm going to go just check it out. I went down and picked up some Hero Donuts for lunch, and there was this a couple of guys walking by, and this kid was just losing his mind. Like you could see Kirk and Desmond and David and everything set up over there, like doing, either rehearsals or recording some actual things for ESPN and stuff. And he's losing his mind the entire time. I just freaking out, whatever. And I'm like, yeah, I've been to game day back at Virginia Tech in the Michael Vick era. And I went down to, Georgia, Florida, where they were there. But when he's just jumping up and down, losing his mind. And he made a comment about being 18 years old. And this is like Christmas morning. And I was like, oh, that's why you're so excited, because yeah, you're 18 years old. And I'm showing my age. Like, not showing my age, but I'm feeling my age with the whole thing. So I'm like, oh yeah, that's just those guys.
Do you even remember the game day at Georgia, Florida you went to? Because I have to imagine you don't remember.
Here's what I remember about game day at Georgia, Florida. I remember going there and having probably a 12-pack of beer stashed on my body in some capacity, and just standing out there and just cracking beer after beer and just drinking it while I watched College Game Day. I probably drank a 12-pack in the 3 hours of the show. That may have been back when it was a 2-hour show too, because that's a while ago. And then I remember we didn't have tickets to the game, so we went down to the Landing and we were at one of the bars, like the Applebee's or Ruby Tuesdays, whatever the hell it was. No, we weren't at Hooters, not that much. And we sat up at this little corner against the glass wall, like the little landing thing right behind us. And I'm watching the game. I just lean my head back and I just fall asleep. And I wake up at the fourth quarter and people are banging on the glass behind me and stuff. I've been sleeping through that the entire time.
That sounds like you had a good time then, right?
Yeah, from what I remember. It was a good time. I don't have a lot of memories between those two moments. So that was a night. It was a night game. It was back when they actually used to do Georgia, Florida as a night game.
That was a bad idea. But a good idea too.
It was fun. Do you think we'll ever get that kind of intensity for a game? It'd have to be Southern, right?
It would have to be Southern, I think. Yeah. I mean, at this point, that's all I can imagine.
Yeah. Then I'm out. I don't want to be part of it anymore.
That's why you're not out. That reaction
all
right
in
there is the reason why it works.
Yeah.
David, you're all blue, all in, all right?
I am all blue, all in. I'm all blue, all in with a red underline.
I feel like you would go pretty hard at a neutral site game against Coastal as well. You'd be into that.
Well, I would love a neutral site game against Coastal because I don't have to look at that stupid teal field.
Yeah.
But when will we have? So should that be our Charlotte game or something? We do a Charlotte game against Coastal.
What do you mean? Oh, we play in Charlotte?
You said neutral site game. That'd be the most sense, right?
I was gonna go for Clemson.
Oh, play at Clemson Stadium or where?
Clemson, yeah.
What are they? I don't even know what they named it. I don't know what their field's called. I'm sure it's not called Clemson
either.
Stadium.
It's been too long since the NCAA had video game for me to know that.
Death Valley? What?
Yeah, John says it won't take long to get there with the app. Yeah, I don't disagree, but we got to get that first win before they take it seriously.
Yeah.
So.
And then Lafayette with the basketball, if we can get that into football, then it would be something too. But, who knows?
Yeah, fuck Lafayette and their fucking basketball team.
I agree. But that's, again, that reaction right there is why I'm right.
Well, yeah, that's how you know your rivals, isn't it? When you just have your immediate gut response is just a expletive that team.
Eat shit and die, I mean, yeah.
And, it doesn't help that they're in that shit state as well either. So,
yeah. The funny thing is you've rubbed off on me. So now anytime anyone's like, oh yeah, I'm from Louisiana or whatever, I'm like, oh.
By the way, when we say that I rubbed off on Ryan, it's not what you're thinking. So
or whatever, might be.
Could be. I don't know.
Didn't rub one off on Ryan.
Might be, whatever.
Not that time, at least. It's anytime anyone enters Louisiana, you're like, fuck that state, fuck everything about it.
They're having some problems right now. You can give them a little bit of a breather, David.
You know what, Tim? I know that's the appropriate, responsible adult thing to do. So I'll just bite my tongue.
Okay.
I feel like since this thing will be published to somewhat of a public forum, and we already have Keith McGowan who's hating on us right now, who's ready to push anything out that he doesn't like, I will I'll refrain from sharing my true thoughts about the situation.
Perfect.
There we go. Yeah, so I want to talk a little bit about realignment because I think it's. I think it's kind of interesting, honestly.
We have a football game this week, and you want to talk about realignment?
Yeah, we already talked about a football game on our fucking podcast. Now we're talking about last call where I talk about what the fuck I want to talk about. So shut the fuck up, dude.
All right, deal.
That was really fast.
That was. You shut me down. I'm done.
You start rapping.
You go, sir. You do what you got to do.
No, so the Big Ten and the Pac-12 have said they are not expanding. So that means not taking in any Big 12 teams, right? So that means
that's the situation for us, isn't it?
Yeah, that's why I wanted to talk about it. So now you have the 8 teams left in the Big 12. And so either they spend a lot of money on new t-shirts or they add new teams to they were only 10 teams before.
Yeah, they've already proven they don't care about the new t-shirts.
Yeah. But they most likely add a couple of teams. You got to get somebody in there to make the TV guys want to throw some money your way. So, they I think the rumor is that they're courting BYU big time, like hard. They want BYU, and then UCF would be the other obvious addition if they were, if they wanted to go to 10 back to 10 teams, which would kind of be best case scenario for us, I think. Exactly. Because then AAC loses 1, so they're down to 10. They probably want to backfill with 2. You get UAB, and you pick somebody else. And I think that somebody else has got to be Georgia State. Makes the most sense.
I'm in. Yeah, that sounds right.
And
we're going to the ACC.
Yeah.
So Georgia Tech to the Big 12.
Georgia Tech to the Big 12, and
Georgia State picks back up that Atlanta market that they all wanted. So we're just here. We're just here waiting for you, ACC.
Exactly. Yeah. I think that and then maybe the Big 12 wants to go to 12, and they pick up a Cincinnati, a Memphis, or a Houston, or something like that. Which still, it leaves the AAC. I think it still leaves the AAC very desirable for Georgia State. Like, I think that's a place we'd still want to be. It doesn't have the biggest names that it had before, but I still think it makes way more sense to be in that market, that conference.
I don't have it in front of me to know what that means.
You're looking at schools that are in New Orleans and Philadelphia.
Well, wait, what? This sounds like a garbage conference.
Oh, garbage fan base. But hell,
it's like the 2 worst.
Well, that's because I don't know a lot of geography. So, but you still get more of your major urban universities, which just makes more sense for Georgia State, and better academic universities as well. So.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm worried about that. It's more about TV exposure and making money off the program.
There are no other crazy realignment rumors out there?
Not that I saw. It's kind of like, I think that now that we're getting closer to the season starting, that it's going to be quiet until the season's over. And that's when we'll start getting it picked up again. Because, technically Texas and Oklahoma aren't joining the SEC until 2023.
I don't think they've said anything. I think everything is based on based on contracts.
Yeah, I think the contracts run through 2025 or until something like that. So we won't know anything. But it's obviously things are going to shake out sooner than that. I would be surprised if we went another this season. I would be surprised if we went another season without Texas and Oklahoma being in the SEC.
ESPN will figure it out for them. They'll get them in the conference they want them in.
Exactly.
You're like, listen, you do this, you pay them, we'll pay you. It's all good. Don't worry about it. It's a pyramid scheme. It's fine.
It's just money.
So, yeah. So that's the only other extra shit I had. Anything else you guys wanted to talk about?
Not really. Talked about it all. Nice setup. You got a nice mic setup. You sound nice.
Yeah, mic's sweet, man.
Yeah. What's that?
Really professional.
Sound good?
Now.
It sounds good. I was going to ask you guys. Well, because I was late to getting to the start of the show. I was going to ask one of you guys to hop on a little early so I could test it out and see if it sounded good. Because change the settings or whatever. But then I stayed on my fantasy football draft for way too long and did not have the opportunity.
I was on 15 minutes early because I knew we had guests coming and I didn't want to stress you out.
Oh, well, I appreciate it. I had a fantasy football draft and I waited to I told him I was like I got 10 minutes left, and like 19 minutes later I'm like, I gotta go, guys.
Yeah.
Auto draft.
Yeah. Well, yeah. So I don't know who my defense is. That got picked up by auto draft.
Ooh.
So
You just stream defenses. It's all good, man.
I put Buffalo in my queue. We'll see what happens.
You just stream defense. If you don't get like the best defense, you just stream them anyway. It's all matchup based.
That's pretty much it. That's exactly.
So who cares?
All right, cool. Well, we'll go ahead and kill this last call and talk to you guys later. So thanks everybody for listening. Thanks John for watching on Patreon, man. Appreciate it, dude. And yeah, if anybody else wants to get in on that, go to patreon.com/State of Atlanta. It's $3 a month. You won't even know it's gone.
I don't know it's gone.
But it adds up for us. So thanks for actually, it may have paid for this mic. So thanks everybody. We'll talk to you next week after we get a big W against Army.
Whoop.
Say goodbye, guys.
Goodbye, guys.
See you Saturday.